Alright, what up? This is my first devlog, so I'm just going to be showing you guys what I'm doing today and what some of my plans are moving forward. So, alright, I just want to make sure my whole screen's recording. Alright, so what I've worked on yesterday and this morning is this substreams, which is basically just like indexing. It's a way to index blockchain data. And what I'm indexing right now is the Bored Ape Yacht Club mints. So what I want is, in the final result, I want to see which Bored Apes specifically have been traded more frequently. So first I need to get those mints, and then I can start figuring out how to add together how many times they've been traded. Which, that's the easy part. What I'm having trouble with is finding the actual mints, because I wrote this function here, and the data it's giving back doesn't seem accurate. It seems like there should be a lot more mints than what this is giving. So that's not good. So I'm gonna come back to that later. Listening to some pretty chill tech. What I wanted to show you is like what a substreams looks like when it's done. So they can either be outputted into a subgraph, making it a substreams-powered subgraph, or any sort of database. So the first substreams I ever wrote, or I guess one of the first successful ones, is this Tornado Cash pool counter. So basically, you guys can look into Tornado Cash. It's pretty interesting. But I found the address of the main pools which people put their money in, and basically I look at the topics, which is pretty low leveled, and I think I'm gonna have to do that for the apes as well. Even though there's an easier way of doing it, I don't know how. So I looked at the topics to see, if people were depositing stuff, and if they were, I would get the transaction value. And so I build a protobuf here called a deposit, and then I can aggregate all of the deposits in a store module here. And then I built a graph out, so this will output all of my protobufs to a subgraph. And so this is what we were looking at earlier here. So here I can query the subgraphs. So there's the deposits, but what we really want to look at is the pools, right? So the ID of the pool. So there's the 0.01 ETH pool, 100, 10, and 1. So people throw their money in there and it gets all jumbled around. And this is the total amount of ETH that's in those pools since a certain date, whatever the time block I was looking at. But, I think we can look at the first 5 here. That should give something different. Looks like that's the same. Yeah, maybe this might have broke over time as well. I think this is just the final results of whatever the block range I looked at. So obviously, that's a lot of ETH going into here. That's over 1 million ETH, right? And the 100 ETH pool. And I think this is recent too. I set the block range recent to something recent, so people will still be transacting on Tornado Cash, even though that shit got sanctions. Yeah, so I just want something like this for the Bored Ape Yacht Club, where it just shows how many times a certain ape. So there will be probably like one extremely popular ape, and I'll rank them by order. But yeah, I worked on this all yesterday and a little this morning, and honestly, it's pretty annoying. I'm just not that good at Rust yet. But yeah, moving forward, I wanted to return back to an old project. I made a version 1 of this project, and I'm going to be making a version 2 now. And this is a smart contract, it's a dApp, and this is built with Scaffold ETH. And it's a sort of like house government app. So basically, you add people to a group, and then people can suggest tasks. And this is sort of like a chore managing app. That's what it started out as. So someone will suggest a task, and then they'll include people on that task, and then the task will be voted on. So everyone in the group can vote, like, if, for example, the task is like doing dishes, right? People are probably going to vote yes on that. But if someone has, like, go pick up all the leaves outside, then, you probably don't want to do that. So you'll just downvote that. And after a certain amount of time goes by, there's a designated task manager, and so they're in charge of that task for a certain given period of time. And after that time expires, or they, send in a message that says they're done, people basically review it, and, they can grade it on a scale of 1 to 10. And over time, people develop a reputation. And I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with the reputation yet. Maybe it should make your votes count for more. But the central thing driving this community-based chore system is you put money in. So at the beginning of the week, depending on whatever you're making, you can put in $10 if you're in college, or maybe $100. But if you do the tasks well, you basically get your money back, so you don't lose anything. And if you don't do your tasks well, then you have to pay for it. And so it just encourages good acting. What if someone wants to give someone a bad grade, in order to get more of their money? Haven't really thought of that one yet, to be honest. It's a good faith app, but I probably will have to think of something about that. I mean, that would probably just cause interpersonal issues. So this app is made for people who live together, so it shouldn't, you're going to get, that's just not, you don't want to be doing unethical things. And, this, in this version 2, instead of having these tasks as structs, so right now in my smart contract, this is all using Scaffold ETH, by the way. I'll make a separate video showing this because this is amazing for rapid app development. If we look at my contract for this, everything is like a struct, and they have different statuses. So, is it awaiting grading? Is it active, unactive? Right? There's the members and the mappings, arrays of tasks. So this is what I have so far, but moving forward, God, this was a freaking nightmare. Moving forward, instead of having task structs, they're going to be NFTs, and the NFTs are sent around to different people, and I think that will be super, super sick. I took a long break on this project because I had other things to do, and also getting over the NFT thing was kind of tough. I need to look into how to incorporate another smart contract into this project that makes those NFTs, and then just, it's going to be the largest scale smart contract I do. once I do this. So I just needed more time, but I think I'm ready to revisit this and have some fun going back into Solidity. And honestly, what took me longer than the smart contract was this UI, and I know it looks bad, but this was like, I don't know, I probably just need more front-end skills. Yeah, it sucks I can't show this to you guys, because I don't know why this is on Sepolia, and then I don't even know if this is like a real address, and I don't know what this Vercel shit is. Anyways, that's what I'm working on. Thanks for watching.